I do not like heights at all. For years, I have not liked heights. You know those 6-foot ladders that sort of like right about here? Any guy knows that there's this label, if you buy one today at Lowe's, it says, danger is gonna happen if you go beyond this. If I were making ladders, that's where I'm putting that height. There's no reason you need to go beyond the 2nd floor. I've lived in my house 21 years. I have a light above my garage. I've never changed the light. My neighbor Larry has changed the light. I've never changed the light. So it was a beautiful 1991 fall crisp morning. I'm driving my car through the countryside. I park in the parking lot. I walk over. The sun is just glistening on the runway of the airstrip that I'm about to go skydiving for the first time. Why am I doing this? If you were here 2 months ago and I was talking about my 5 cousins and going to Italy, those people were the reason I was going skydiving. I was drunk at a wedding. We were drinking Sambuca. And we vowed that wouldn't it be a good idea that we go skydiving? 2 months later, I'm the only guy that showed up. So I walk up. One of the cousins is a skydive instructor, so I guess I'm in good hands. But I walk up. I see this man standing, or he's sitting at a picnic table. And I just want to be friendly to anybody. I'll talk to any one of you, really. And I walk up to him and I just say, like, am I nervous? Like, oh my God, I'm going skydiving. And I said, good morning, how are you? And he looks over, he's just drinking his coffee, and really, this is this guy. Yeah, good morning, I'm Lucy. Good morning, it's a beautiful day. I'm like, oh my God, I just want to be nice. I don't know, I'm not making fun of anybody. It's just, that's who he was. So they open the doors and we go in, and the first thing they tell you about skydiving is so safe. It is so safe. I'm processing heights and safe. And if you really want to know what safe is, you ask your insurance agent. Back in 1991, if you were applying for life insurance, I know there were 2 questions they were asking you. Number 1, do you skydive? Number 2, are you a private pilot? I'm like, oh my God, it's so safe. So then they spend the next 4 to 5 hours telling you what to do when something goes wrong. But it's so safe. At the time that I was skydiving, there was none of this tandem stuff. Like, it was called a static line. They hooked this line onto you, a line onto the plane, and somehow when you fell out of the plane, like your parachute's supposed to open. So they're going through all these things. When you fall away from the plane, count 1, 2, 3. You should get to 2, and then you feel a tug. Check. When you feel the tug, look up. You should see this sort of nice rectangle shape. Check. If you don't see that shape and you're continuing to fall, something you have to do to turn on your back just so your emergency parachute is going to open. Check. There's all these things they're telling me, and I'm just trying to, oh my God, these heights, what am I going to do? So we get through all of the check. It's time to go. Get on your parachute, get on your harness, you're strapped in, you're walking to the plane. I walk over to the plane. I'm about to get in. I look at the pilot. He's wearing a parachute. I'm processing quickly. Excuse me. Why do you need a parachute? You're just sitting there, sort of burly kind of guy, like the guy that flies like one of these kind of planes, just in case something happens. They didn't cover this in what to do when something goes wrong. What am I supposed to do when something happens? and the pilot has to get out. What am I supposed to do? I get in anyway. In I go. Me, 3 other students, the jump instructor, and I know what you're thinking about that pilot, right? He probably doesn't have life insurance. He's a private pilot and he's a skydiver, right? So we get in the plane, we taxi over, and the pilot says to us, all right, everybody, huddle up over the wing. I look at him again. I can't keep this in. Why do we have to huddle up over the wing? Well, just so I can take off. This bucket of bolts isn't going to get off the ground unless we're all huddled over the wing. So we huddle over the wing, we do what we're told. We get up to 3,000 feet. They open the door. And the way you were doing this in 1991, the wing is over top of the plane, the struts are coming out. You have to step out of the plane. You have to hold on to the outside of the plane. And then you let go of your feet. You're flying on the outside of the plane. Flying. I'm hanging on. And the jump instructor, like his job, actually, oh my gosh, before we even get there, we're in the plane. They have this radio, a safety device. Oh my God, they have this safety device. Jesus, you gotta hear this. I don't care, I don't want to win. They have this safety device. Let me finish, for God's sake. 1991, I'm alive. They have this safety device, it's a radio. It's a one-way radio that they're going to guide you into the airport after you've fallen out of this plane. I turn on the radio, they're saying, like, check your radio. What did I hear down on the ground? Oh, for God's sakes, could you get somebody else down on the ground beside the guy that can't understand what he's saying? Hanging on the plane? I can't let go. He says 1, he says 2, he says 3. And I'm like, go. I said, no. I can't let go. He says 1, he says 2, he says 3. Oh my God, I can't let go. Finally, at that moment, like when we're all panicked, I mean, obviously, you know I lived, I'm here, right? At that moment of panic, there's people that have packed my chute, that have people that have like trained me, that have people that told me what to do. Sometimes you just got to have faith and you just have to let go. Thank you very much.